Happy football Sunday. Speak on the sports fans out there and fans of football in general. I'm your humble host, Victor Gwynn. Along with me today is T Know It All, aka Terrence Matthews. Terrence, what's going on, bro? You seem like you what are you pruning in there? What's going on?
Hey man, ain't much, man. I just got some burgers going on the flat top, man. I got some chicken quarters for the later games.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is the stuff I'm talking about. I need to see video of this. Y'all want to see something like this that we do on Sundays? We're gonna have basically a little cookout. Ooh, a little cookout view. All right, all right, all right. That's what I'm talking about. It looks good right there, bro. All right, so today is Football Sunday, September 15th, 2024. We're in week 2 right now, T. Week 2. We already discussed week 1. We got a bevy of games on the docket. This is a quick show today, but we're going to get everything in, possibly some calls. If you want to call in, 512-539-0648. You can reach me on Facebook at Speak on the Sports, on X at NYGmen for Life, and subscribe to the YouTube channel where you see your host and his co-host right here, T Know It All, discussing anything and everything football, NFL matchups, some defensive schemes, offensive layouts, and our matchups of the day. So, T, what game excites you today? That's all. I'm going to come up with that first. We're going to go what game excites us today. And as per usual, we're going to make sure we give everybody out there a look at why we picked them. We're going to get the score, and you're going to look at the matchups. What matchups you see?
So the game that excites me is actually one you're gonna think I'm crazy for.
Okay.
Baltimore, Vegas. And it actually has nothing to do with the two teams. It has something to do with one player, Derrick Henry, and how Baltimore is going to actually use him.
Yeah, Derrick Henry. You know what? I know we discussed this off air a little while ago, but Derrick Henry to me is they need to be in the I formation. I don't know why we run an RPO with a running back who's 265 pounds, 6 something. He's just too big to do that. I think I'd put him in the eye, run him 20 times, and definitely have a fullback with him so he doesn't get hit immediately when he gets to the line. You got to open it up, right?
You definitely got to open it up, but I definitely think that Derrick Henry's a 30 touch plus type of guy. I think Derrick Henry is not your.
Oh, there hasn't been a 30 plus back in a while. Like, who is that? He needs to be that guy for the Baltimore Ravens to actually win this game,
I
or
think
think
he
about
needs to be that. I
beat
think he needs to be that guy for the Baltimore Ravens to get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl.
to beat the Chiefs, right?
Because Lamar can't do it. And Lamar as a running quarterback, yeah, that's good and all, but Lamar he's not that guy.
Yeah, and I think that Lamar when he came in, he was a running RPO guy, give you some throws. I like the fact he improved his throwing motions. He's done a lot better in the passing game, but he is not a passing quarterback in my opinion. He is not Patrick Mahomes. He is not Joe Burrow. He is not Jared Goff. He is not Matthew Stafford type at all. But also, they're not him. So he needs, in my opinion, to work on his strengths, right? Fix a little bit his weakness, work on his strength. He's never going to be that passer, in my opinion. And plus, you got somebody that negates that you have to be that guy. Like you said, he doesn't have to be that guy when you have Derrick Henry.
Yeah. There's no
So,
need.
what do you think about the tight end? I like Likely. Where is Mark Andrews?
I think Mark Andrews is still hurt.
I think he's still hurt too.
I think
Just so everybody knows, Mark Andrews, he has like type 2 diabetes, and he still plays this game. He has insulin shots on the sidelines. He checks insulin after play. I mean, that is a testament to him and his career and how he's flourished. But I like to see him more involved. If he's hurt, that likely take all that. But I guess it's one of those things they have him in as a decoy problem.
I don't even think he's a decoy. I think he gets more passings today. I think they use him more today. But I think that Likely is they're the same type of tight end. Likely is just more athletic.
Yes, he's younger. I mean, he can move. I mean, I think he came from Coastal Carolina. I remember I saying like,
Yeah, I mean they're the same guy. Just Likely is more athletic than Mark Andrews.
yeah. And if you look at it, he's been in the league for a while, and that stuff's going to happen. So, all right. So, who do you got in this game, and who are you factoring in to be the matchup that you see is gonna change the outcome or dictate the outcome of this game?
I mean, I think if you feed Derrick Henry, I think Baltimore wins by 40.
So Baltimore wins by 40. Because guess what though? I mean, I know everybody's gonna say, hey, 40 points sounds facetious coming, from putting it on the Raiders. They do have a legit little defense, but time of possession. When you negate the other team from having the ball, guess what? They don't score, right? They're not scoring at the time. So a steady run diet, I don't know if it's 40, but I think it's a good 28, maybe 30 points for the Baltimore Ravens. Who's your matchups that we need to watch today in this game?
Andrews and Derrick Henry, because I think if you get away from them, I think it doesn't hurt you now, but I think it's a long-term hurt.
Okay. I mean that, and you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, a long-term hurt, because some other things have popped up in the NFL that need to be brought to light. For example, starters not playing in the preseason and then going into game one not being on the same page with the starter quarterback who didn't start in preseason and the wide receiver who didn't start in preseason. How much stock do you put in on preseason games and snaps for starters? Because Kansas City played all of their starters in the preseason, even Patrick Mahomes. I mean, and they didn't miss a beat.
If you want to give it any clout, and you want to really look at it, look at your major holdouts who wanted more money and didn't play. Jamar Chase and what was the other one's name? He got his contract right before the season kicked off.
Oh, you talking about CeeDee Lamb? CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Dak Prescott. But okay, so when you say that, those guys played well, except Jamar Chase. Is it a positional thing? Is it an organizational thing? Is it who you're surrounded?
Dak was there. Dak and Lamb were but they were in training camp. They were working. They didn't play in the games. These other guys weren't even. I mean, they were doing walkthroughs during camp.
They had a sit-in, is what they call it, a sit-in.
Yeah.
So once you have a sit, which I don't think it makes sense anyway. A sit-in. I mean, you're there just not doing anything. You're saying that you're doing it. Anyway, okay. My keys to this game and key matchups I like to see. I want to see Derrick Henry run the ball at least 20 plus times in this game. And I want to see the Ravens defense actually show up and they're going against Gardner Minshew. You need to obliterate Gardner Minshew. So I got Derrick Henry, a matchup, and the Baltimore defense. You should not let Gardner Minshew be the Sam Darnold to the New York Giants. You should not let that.
So here's what Baltimore has to do. Mm-hmm. Baltimore needs to game plan every game as though they're playing Kansas City.
Yo, you're right. Because guess what? It's going to bring the best out of you, right? I agree.
Yep. They need a game plan. They need a game plan every game like they're playing Kansas City. Because if you're not going to give Andrews and Henry the ball, Lamar and Likely and the young boy Flowers, they're good, but they can't get it done. You can't get it done without a running game. And I'm not talking about Lamar running game.
Yeah, I just think if you want to have Lamar run the game, I think he needs to be smarter at what he does. There's no need to have big plays all the time. There's 10 yards you have to get for a first down. He can get 5 of those every time he runs. There's no doubt he can get 5. He can hand off to Henry for 2, and you're going to get a first down. Stay on point. Stay on.
Well, they learned last year they didn't have a backup quarterback.
Exactly. That's why they're holding 3 in right now. All right. So what's the score in this game, and who wins?
Baltimore wins 42-7.
Yeah, you be killing me sometimes. You literally stretch my life existence a little bit when you start talking about stuff like this.
Derrick Henry has to have 3 touchdowns today.
What's the score again?
42-7.
42-7. I got the score at least being 28-17 or 28 or 32-15. I don't think that the Raiders are going to give you over 20 points today or close to 20 points. All right, so we're going to move on to another game. We spent a lot of time on that game. That was the first game out the box. So let's move on to Atlanta and Philadelphia. Who you got, and who is your matchups that you have in this game that's possibly sway this game? And what's the final score and who wins?
Kirk Cousins and Barkley.
Kirk Cousins just completing a pass? Is that what you're saying? Is going to be the factor in the game?
Kirk Cousins has to throw for 300 yards in this game.
I don't see it happening, brother. I'm serious because Kirk Cousins.
That's the only way Atlanta wins. If Kirk has 300 plus yards,
it's not gonna. Kirk Cousins, granted, the man has a financial demeanor that is just extraordinary to me. He's been making tons of money, producing. His ROI is just ridiculously low on the money, but that's neither here nor there. The fact that the man cannot go on the center because he can't turn around quick enough due to that injury he had, he was in shotgun the whole time, is not going to bode well for him. It's not going to bode well for him going up against a team that likes to rush the passer in Philadelphia.
So, I can tell you what Atlanta does.
Philly's going to shut down his first. Hold on, Philly's going to shut down his first read, and then by the time he looks his second to pass rush, in my opinion.
Atlanta does not want that to put Penix in this game.
You said they don't want Penix in this game?
They do not want Penix in this game.
Well,
if they want Penix to have a future, they do not want to start him against Philly.
I don't know that you don't want to start him against Philly. Hey, and you're I believe they're in Philly in this game.
Yeah, because Philly's gonna let the dogs out on him.
Yeah,
he's good. I think he has a great upside, but not here.
Okay, so what's the matchup that you're looking at that's gonna tilt it towards the team that you're picking to win in the sport?
Kurt has to throw for 300 plus, and Barkley needs to have real runs.
So the matchup with is it the matchup you're saying Kirk Cousins versus the Philly defense?
Yep.
He has to throw for 300, and Saquon Barkley versus Atlanta defense.
The Atlanta linebackers. Yep.
Atlanta linebackers. Okay. All right. I look at so go ahead. What's the score that you said you're gonna predict in this game?
27-14 Philly.
27-14 Philly. Okay. I'm not opposed to that. I like it. I like the fact that I don't think Kirk Cousins throws for 300 yards on the Philadelphia Eagles. However, he has to make timely throws in this game. I mean, a back shoulder, a nice little arc, basket catch by the wide receiver, and you got to get your tight end Pitts involved in this game. I don't know if he's regressing on this. I know he had a little bit of shine last week, but he's a big part of the offense. I think Pitts and Cousins need to get on par. And as far as the Saquon Barkley thing, I do think Saquon has a game today to where Saquon is going to – the Giants are going to rule the day that they got rid of Saquon today because I think he goes off in the passing game. Not that much in the running game, but in the passing game, he goes off today, in my opinion. And I got the score being 35-17 Philly at home.
So before we move on, I got a question for you then.
Okay.
Do you believe in Jalen Hurts as a quarterback?
I do believe in Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. But I'm going to give you a scale. On 1 to 10, I believe him as a 7, a hard 7. And that's because he will make that one decision. Well, he chooses his body, which I agree. I understand that. But you have some quarterbacks that will go get that first down or do what they have to do. Ever since he's gotten injured, he is very reluctant to run the ball the way he used to run. But I got a 7.
He don't have that arm either, though. He doesn't have that. I don't know. I'm still out on him.
I mean, he does have a lot to prove, even though he went to the Super Bowl and all that stuff. It's one of those things where he's got to continue success. It's like Patrick Mahomes is the barometer that everybody's trying to get to. Just trying to get to that level, So But I got
Is he?
35-17. All right,
Okay,
so this is an
35-17.
interesting game. This is an interesting game here. It should be. It's kind of it should be an easy game to pick, but it's not because both teams are so unorthodox as to how they handle success. We're talking about the Cleveland Browns at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville had a pretty good, substantial lead last week, and they lost that lead. What do you think about this game? The Cleveland Browns at the Jacksonville Jaguars, being that they had that showing with the Dallas Cowboys in Cleveland.
So I got Cleveland. I had my preseason pick for Cleveland was the second to third best team in their division.
Okay. All right.
And I still hold it to be true. I just think that Cleveland has to get the quarterback play, and I don't know. You never know what Deshaun Watson you're going to get, and I think right now it's not even Deshaun Watson. I think they got issues in the locker room with him and some other players.
That's a little bit of insight. Okay, so with the Deshaun Watson thing, I do believe there's some residual things left over from his personal life that's affecting. And now that we know that another another person who was affected by what he did has, brought a case against him, a harassment case or sexual assault case. Don't get me wrong, that stuff, a lot of people, what happened to Tyreek Hill, you tend to, you can go, but that stuff is lingering, man. That stuff is in your brain that somebody says that you're this person. If you're not that person, I'm not saying he is or not, but I'm giving you both sides. If he's not that person, how does it going to affect you on the field? And I look from Houston to now, it is such a regression. And he's been injured, yes, but not to the point where, you expect this game to drop off so significantly. And his game has dropped off significantly. I just think it's noise.
I think the players are tired of hearing about it. I think his locker room is tired of hearing about it.
And that's a great point. When does the locker room say enough is enough? Enough is enough.
You set the bar. You set the bar. They gave you all this money. You're a highest paid player. You walk around here like you're the highest paid player, but you're not producing. Like we're not here. I mean, they have a team.
And they do. And they still have a run game with Jerome Ford. I mean, we know Nick Chubb is still out. He's probably won't be back until like at least week 6. I'm guessing week 6. But Deshaun Watson needs to. That defense can't continue to be on the field for 85% of the game, and that team come out in the end. So, all right, this should be, like I said, it should be fairly easy to pick, but you don't know what you're going to get. So it's just a little bit odd to me. So who you got in this game? What's your matchup to look out for? And who wins and what's the score?
2017. Cleveland.
2017 Cleveland. What's the matchup that you're looking for that's going to put Cleveland over the hump?
Which quarterback is going to be the better quarterback? I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence hasn't proven anything either. I mean, he's a next play interception waiting to happen. He just got paid, and he got paid for what? To be the Sunshine Boy. He hasn't proven anything. I mean,
yeah,
he's proved just as much as Deshaun has, or less.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him in a playoff game. Deshaun Watson at least went to a playoff game with Houston, I believe, and he's won some big games. Yeah, it's highly touted, come from Clemson, got all that money, didn't. I guess it's just because it's the market, and people are just paying quarterbacks now. Henson Point, Daniel Jones and the Giants. But me looking at this game, I just think that they got too many offensive weapons that can get open, especially in the run game. I think they're gonna negate. It's gonna be this is my matchup I want to look for: the offensive coordinator versus Myles Garrett, and how he negates that pass rush for Garrett, and how he gets him on point. And like you said, Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, needs to have this is a game. He needs to have a game like at least Dak showed that he's confident he can beat top tier talent. So my score in this game, I like the score you had, 2017. However, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this game.
And it's a hard pick because I believe it comes down to quarterback play. And Garrett's going to be a hard factor, but I believe it's what quarterback puts their team in the best field position to win. Not even the best scoring position, the best field position to win.
And that starts off with a run game too. I like Travis Etienne over
Etienne's a beast in the pass game and the run game.
In the pass game, in the run. And he plays at this constant speed all the time. All right, we got 10 minutes before actual football begins in week 2. So we're gonna run through some of these picks here. All right, we already picked Atlanta, Philly. We already picked Baltimore and Las Vegas. I think we both picked Baltimore in this game. We both picked Philly in that game. Only game we differ so far right now is I got Jacksonville and we got Cleveland. All right, let's breeze through the Jets and the Tennessee Titans. All right, give me your key matchups. And what's the ending score
here? 28-21. Aaron Rodgers pulls out a miracle.
All right. Okay, so we're thinking on the same wavelength here. I have the New York Jets defense stepping up here. They're gonna have at least a return fumble, pick 6 to give the Jets some points. Breece Hall comes in and he runs the ball well. Aaron Rodgers gets the ball when he needs to. I don't think he has a super exciting game. I think it's Breece Hall and the Jets defense, and it's gonna allow the aging quarterback to get back his legs and not stress him out. Jets win this 28-21.
I know we're scrapped for time, but what do you think about the report that Aaron Rodgers is not listening to the offensive coordinator?
Well, that's the reason why he likes that offensive coordinator, in my opinion. I mean, he lets him go off the cuff and he does things that he allows him to do. Nathaniel Hackett is basically a figure with no head. That's it. It's Aaron Rodgers calling the shots, in my opinion. That's what I think. That's why you'd like a guy like that to be offensive coordinator, because he's gonna acquiesce to a lot of things that you want to do, in my opinion. All right, moving on to the San Francisco 49ers at the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota last week beat the Giants convincingly 28-6. They're going into a game, a very decisive game, with the quarterback in Sam Darnold, who hasn't done much. What San Francisco has: Trent Williams, Fred Warner, Debo, Ayuk, even Kittle. I mean, they have an assortment of weapons, and the defense is great too. Who do you got winning this game? Key matchup.
Brandon Ayuk shows up. His money he just got paid. All that talk he did on the offseason, all that not being able to play week 1, having 2 catches for no yards pretty much. Ayuk shows up today. San Francisco 38, Minnesota 12.
And so check this out. I got the same thing that you said there. I think that Brandon Ayuk last week didn't have a lot of they were off a little bit, him and Brock Purdy, but I think that they get on point here. I got the 49ers winning this game 28-10 over the Minnesota Vikings. And this is Jetta. Jetta is going to be upset after this game because I don't think he gets targeted a lot. And they're probably going to shut him down, sack Sam Darnold a lot, confuse him on defense. All right, moving on to the next game, the LA Chargers and Carolina Panthers. All right, just going to throw it up and say the Chargers.
You don't even need to pick against Carolina. You just pick the opposite team every week.
That's right. All right, this is a game that's very interesting to me. Seattle and New England. Seattle Seahawks at New England Patriots. New England shocked the world by beating the Cincinnati Bengals in week 1. They're 1-0.
Did they shock the world because Joe Burrow and Chase were off, and Joe Burrow looks like poo, and you have what's his name for New England?
Jacoby Brissett.
And Jacoby Brissett he's a smart player. We learned it in Cleveland. We saw it in Washington. Jacoby Brissett is a starting quarterback.
And that's the thing. That's why I picked them to win this week. I picked the New England Patriots at home. They're going to run the ball significantly. They're not going to turn the ball over. I mean, looking at he didn't have any interceptions last week. Jacoby Brissett, he threw for maybe 200 something yards. and he allowed Ramondre Stevenson to run the ball. I just think the Patriots are too fundamentally sound, and I don't see the Seattle Seahawks getting off like they would at home. I got them winning a close game, maybe 21-17, the New England Patriots, and it's going to be on the run game and timely throws by Jacoby Brissett.
I go with you on the score. I think Jacoby Brissett gets out and runs more. I think I got the score being flopped. I got it being flopped, though. I got Seattle pulling it out at the end, 21-20. Seattle pulls it out at the very end.
Okay, all right, moving on to the next game, Tampa Bay, Detroit. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at Detroit. Baker Mayfield going against Jared Goff and that high-powered offense and that stingy, fueled defense. Who do you got in this game, matchups, and what's the score?
I got Detroit.
All right, we're seeing a brain there. I got Detroit as well. What's the key matchup you see in this game?
Which Baker Mayfield shows up? That's not even a key matchup. It's which Baker Mayfield shows up.
That's good.
And I think Baker Mayfield is riding high off of beating a newly formed Washington team that gave him some problems and some fits, but he was able to maneuver through. And Detroit's not going to do that. I got it 38-21.
38-21. Okay. That is a good point, man. What Baker's going to show up? The Baker that is just, he's trying to tell people in Cleveland, you got rid of me too early, and he's falling out? Or is it Baker from Oklahoma that thinks he's, doing everything? And I just think it's Detroit. I looked at the score. I think it's 28-24, though. I have Detroit beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home, and it's a lot to do with Gibbs. Gibbs is going to be very, 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 very good today against them, not only in the run game, but in the passing game. And I'm on Ross St. Brown is going to sprinkle himself in there as well. All right, moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers and Denver Broncos. 1-0 Pittsburgh, Denver. Rookie quarterback, Justin Fields. He's not a rookie quarterback, but, he is like a rookie quarterback. He's not that good, in my opinion. But will his running ability make this game a little bit harder for the Denver?
So I'm going to throw you a surprise out there. Fields throws today for 275 and 2 TDs.
That's your bold prediction for today. Okay, got it.
I believe that Mike Tomlin is going to make Fields an actual quarterback. I do believe he runs some today, but I believe Pittsburgh pulls it out on the arm of Justin Fields.
Okay, I got Pittsburgh winning this game only because that defense, and they just make Bo Nix really, really think about, playing as a rookie this year. It's really tough going up against that defense, and I got Pittsburgh pulling it out. I think it's maybe a 17-10 game. And I got Pittsburgh pulling it out. All right,
I got it 14. I got it 14-10.
14-10. Okay. We're seeing a brain on that. Chicago at Houston. Chicago's 1-0, not because of the quarterback, the highly touted quarterback out of USC, and they're going up against another highly touted quarterback, rookie of the year, QB. Who wins this game? Why in the matchups? What's the score?
Houston wins. Caleb Williams is overrated. He's nothing. He is no contributing factor. Houston wins, and Houston wins big.
Yeah, I think Houston wins this game 38-10, and they're home. They didn't have a great showing last week. They let Indianapolis coach Richardson, play up to par with them, but that defense gets back on track, presents an assortment of problems for Caleb Williams. Chicago falls to them 38-10. Houston at home. LA Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. Who wins this game and why? Give me a score.
Rams. I believe they're just going to be too much for the Cardinals.
And this defense did look pretty well, even despite not having their retired Aaron Donald on that squad. I was pleasantly surprised to see that defensive front was running that good.
I think the Cardinals have their own problems right now, and their problems are with their rookie wide receiver.
Injuries, and that the wide receivers need to actually start showing up. I don't know how much an aging who's the other wide receiver on that team besides Puka Nacua, who's the MVP of the Super Bowl. But anyway,
I just think the Cardinals, I just think that,
they need to throw the ball to their rookie.
And I don't think he believes in the rookie. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, and I think a lot of stuff is going on with Marvin Harrison that I don't know yet, but it just looks like he may have over prepared for his season, and the lack of targets is starting to affect him because
But
you
I
know
also believe I'm gonna give you one here to make you think. I also believe Kyler Murray does not want to be outshined by somebody either.
yeah. Kyler Murray that's a lot of scrambling around. He still has to work on being a good quarterback.
He got an ego. He got an ego, and that locker room's only big enough for one ego.
What's the score in this game? Who wins?
I think they have too many problems on offense. I think they lose 28-14.
Who loses? Okay.
Arizona loses
Arizona loses
28-14.
28-14.
Yep.
I got this game being not that close, but not that far away. I got the Rams. I got the Rams 24, and I have the Arizona Cardinals at 14. So it's a 10-point lead for the Los Angeles Rams at Arizona.
We got a 4-point difference.
Yep. All right, so moving on to this last game here. I don't really talk about this game. 2 games. All right, let's go to Cincy and KC. Who wins this game? Why? What score? KC? Easy, right?
Easy.
I just think that, I agree with you on this. We're seeing a brain on this one. I don't think that Cincy is they'll get there maybe week 6. They'll probably be like 3-3, and they'll start coming along, and that's when Chase starts, Burrow work together. T. Higgins gets back in the lineup, but Joe Mixon not being there is a little bit different in the run game. And I just think KC is already hitting on full cylinders. I got them winning this game 31-15.
So the only difference is, for some reason, unknown to anybody else, Cincinnati owns KC. For some unknown reason, KC cannot beat Cincinnati.
Exactly. You ask yourself why, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? We got basically the same team doing the same stuff. All right, our final game here is the New York Giants versus the Washington Commanders. Who you got? Matchup, and what's the score?
Whoa, who I got? That's a hard one. I got Washington.
You funny.
I got Daniel Jones with 3 turnovers.
Daniel Jones 3 turnovers. Okay.
And I got 28-17.
28-17. Washington Commanders over the New York Giants. Daniel Jones is the reason behind the Giants losing. If I'm not mistaken. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So in this game, I have the Giants winning this game. And the only reason I have the Giants winning this game is the fact that they got a rookie quarterback. And you have a seasoned head coach on the other side for the Giants, the defensive coordinator, and the head coach that, my goodness, if you cannot trick or slow up a rookie quarterback, you don't need to be doing that job. So key matchups in this, I got the Giants wide receivers actually being a part of the game today. And I do have Jalen Hyatt catching some big passes today, and I got the Giants winning. I'm telling you, the score is not going to be indicative of what you think. It's going to be 2017 New York Giants over your Washington Commanders.
Well, I'm waiting to see that one. I'm looking forward to that one.
We're definitely looking forward to that. So we're out of time today. Hey, next time we need to definitely compare what we grilling together. I will do that next week to see that. And, we need to have it put together, though. We need to have it put together so we can present it. I'm gonna present my next tailgate meal to you on Sunday. How about that?
That sounds like a plan.
Oh snap! So let's do this. Chicken wings, fried chicken wings. You can do them thighs, legs. I'm gonna make my little ones as it's gonna be a tailgate thing. How about that?
Okay.
We're going off a presentation. We obviously can't go off taste right now, but that's what we're gonna be looking at. Okay.
I got you.
All right, brother. So we different in a couple games today, but always we are here for the fans and we are here for football, man. Congratulations to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish getting back on track, 66-7, taking down Purdue. Let's hope the New York Giants come out of their shell today and beat that hair.
Yeah, it was a little too late for Notre Dame though, because they cost them their bowl bid.
It is a little crazy. All right, 512-539-0686. Mark it down. If you're just looking at the program, I am your humble host, Victor Gwynn, and the gentleman to my right is T Know-It-All, aka Terrence Matthews, and he's already presenting the tailgate meal of the day there. All right, too easy. Hey, enjoy your Sunday today, bro. Appreciate you coming on to the program as always.
You too, brother. You too. You and your wife enjoy the game. Don't get too sad.
You know I'm gonna be texting you during the game, so don't text me if we lose it. Don't text me. All right, brother. You have a great afternoon. Enjoy yourself. Tell the family I said hello, and I hope your team does well.
You too, brother. You too. Hope we have a good game.
All right.
All right, now.